Welcome to the Save Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Derek.
This is my co-host, Derek.
Yep.
I am Dominic.
That is Dom Dom. We are on episode 159. We have a very special guest tonight. We have Grant Toney. He's a very talented video maker and marketer. Make sure to give him a follow on Instagram. His handle is at the GRVNT. Grant, thanks so much for joining us, man.
Dude, thanks for having me on. And just so everyone knows, I took the A to a V thing before freaking Jake did and blew up as a musical artist. So just want that to be known.
Just want to throw that out there.
Were you doing it before V-Lone and everybody?
I don't know, bro. I was like 13 when I got Instagram, so I wasn't even aware of pop culture whatsoever. I just thought it looked cool.
Most of the people listen to the podcast, but I will say you definitely have probably the coolest backdrop. So if you're tuning in YouTube or whatever, it's a pretty dope.
Are you saying you don't like my bedroom when I do?
No, I do. No, I'm just saying like for guests.
Oh,
yeah. I'm not even gonna cap to you guys. I literally spent an hour and a half making it look like this. So
well, good. You did a great job. So good job.
You should go back and watch the ones I do solo because you're gonna look at it and go, "Where the hell is Dom? It's my bedroom." It always looks like that. Everyone's like, "Damn, your studio is great." I'm like, "Yeah, I roll over. My bed's right there."
Yeah,
just leave
bed now.
Yeah.
That's just I've learned how to make I don't know, just make things look a little bit better than they actually are, you know.
Well, it looks great, man. You did a great job. So I'm glad that we gave you some recognition on that since it took you an hour and a half.
I wonder. Okay, so the orange light in the back, is that? I wonder if that's the same lights we're using because I can turn those orange.
Yeah.
Cool. Get a little bit of more of my brand in this overall video.
Yeah. I like that. It looks great. Well, let's get right into it, man. What inspired you to get into filmmaking?
That's a great question, man. I've been doing it for a long time. Ever since I don't even know, probably 4 or 5 years old. I was always making short films with friends or cousins. I still have some of them and they're just so cringe at this point, obviously. But I don't know, just a young age, I fell in love with it. Dude, I loved watching like the behind the scenes and special features on movies more than the movie itself. It was just always so fascinating to me. And then I was maybe 14 or 15 and I got asked to shoot a wedding video and get paid to do it. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? I could get paid to do what I love. So shot the wedding video, whatever, it's cheap. But that kind of ignited a second idea for me, which was just the fact that I could kind of take something I'm so passionate about and turn it into a career and something that's, just, I don't even know how to describe it, man. Just being able to do what you love every day is so freaking dope. And I'm so glad I stuck with it. It's not been easy. The road's been bumpy, obviously. Jumped into it about 3 years ago full time. And it's had ups and downs, but dude, I could not be happier. And I'm working with golf brands now, and it's just been so fun and rewarding. And just seeing the niche itself grow and the sport grow and the community around it grow has been so sick.
Is there a favorite, or do you have a favorite or a preference for as far as like social media platform that you use? I know the Instagram is a pretty powerful tool that we've used.
Instagram. I feel like obviously it's good to have diverse channels with what you're doing, but if you could focus on one, it would be Instagram for sure.
That's the way to go. Awesome. Yeah. So we were kind of going through your page earlier, and so you've created content for Prime. I might butcher this, but Melesse? Did we say Melesse?
I've heard Melesse.
Milesy. Okay.
Yep.
That's okay. This is why we're having this interview, right? So
I bent my foot in like the weirdest way.
That's hurting again.
I fell down the stairs January 1st, completely sober. Wish I was making this shit up. Sprained my foot, and it's the same foot that I broke the ankle of. And I am just in like constant pain in my Advil this morning.
If you want, I can get you some Tylenol. Or
you got like meth?
Yeah.
There you go.
Over here. I could just even up the other foot if you want. I could step on it. Or like.
I mean, so that's not bad because I don't have to drive with my left foot.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Anyways,
sorry, we get sidetracked.
I bent in. I was like, ow.
You're good. So you've created some content for some really cool brands, including G4, Mizuno Golf. to name a few.
Toney,
Mizuno, right? Yeah. Are you reaching out to these companies to create content and then share videos, or are you negotiating with the companies up front and like, hey, this is what I do? Like, how does that work?
It's a great question. First of all, I'll clarify. Not all those videos are paid videos. Some of them are just portfolio pieces
Sure,
that I
sure.
post to get organic traffic. But
Yep.
when it comes to working with, golf brands, there are a few ways that comes about, and that's kind of shifted over the course of time as the business has developed and grown. Initially, though, I mean, it's tough initially when you have no portfolio for a specific niche and you're
Mhm.
trying to get people to hear about you or find you or care about what you're doing or see the value in what you're doing. It can be tough. So at first, it kind of looked like reaching out to brands, maybe just making some videos for free for brands and putting them on my social media as proof of concept, just at least to have some sort of portfolio. I think that's very important. So initially it was, just reaching out to brands I wanted to work with. But now in the past year, we've kind of focused a lot more on our ad strategy and our paid outreach, which has paid dividends in growing the business. And it's really allowed us to just accelerate what we can do because now we have an influx of people coming to us where we already have the trust built, the rapport. They've already seen our work and they're on fire to come to us and see if we can work together. And that shift from kind of going to people to having people come to you, it's dramatic in business for sure. So yeah, that's a long-winded way to say I used to reach out to people, but now they reach out to me. So
Pretty humbling too, I'd imagine, right? Because you're like, that's
for
like, this is
sure,
what you want to do. You're targeting these companies, and all of a sudden now you're getting these high end brand names that are actually reaching out to you, which definitely kind of speaks volumes for what you're doing, right?
yeah, absolutely, yeah. And again, I mean, it's just you just got to work hard on building value and trust with brands. That's not even brands, just anyone you connect with, really. When I started this business full time, like all I was worried about was making money, dude. Like, who can I shoot a video for? Who can I make quick money off of? Because I need to keep this thing afloat. I don't have any other income. This is it. But now it's to the point where you really just have to build relationships and play the long game in business because the relationships are the most important thing.
For sure.
If you don't take the time to build the relationships, you're not going to build a very successful or sustainable business, in my opinion.
Well, and like you said, not every video you make is a paid video, right? Like
Right.
we live in a world where people don't do stuff for free anymore. Um, I'm one of those people where I have my own little portfolio with like the cars I shoot, the portraits I've taken. Um, Personally, I don't like kids. Like that's not my thing. Like I think like fuck them little bastards, I guess. I don't know. Um, but now I'm doing maternity pictures. Why? Like, if I know, but people are like, hey, can you take my maternity picture since I've done one for my friend and his wife?
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's the same thing, right? Daniel Alvarez, we had him on our pod. He shoots for the Niners and has had some of his work in the Leica store in SF. Like all he
That's
shoots is
so
film from his
sick.
Leica. He got me hooked on those things too. So now I own two.
I want one, bro.
You have one?
I said I want one.
Oh, dude, I'll send you
Yeah.
pictures of mine, and then I guarantee you really want one, and then I'll tell you what I
Yeah.
paid, and then I guarantee you it'll turn you off.
Well,
But he
no,
said the
because I
same
like
thing.
I like big write-offs. Like
That's
big
true.
full time figures off of like expensive things that I
But
can
we
use
we
for
had him on, and
business.
he was like, you know, when he was upcoming in photography, he had a mentor, and that's not super common in photography anymore because it's so like, oh, you're trying to steal my job, blah blah blah. He was literally like, okay, hold my bag and watch what I do. And in a way, that's him working for free.
Yeah.
You're getting that experience, you have firsthand. It's no different than what you're doing. Yours is just like, hey, at Mizuno Golf, look what I can do. Love your products.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
post, and then you're going to get Mizuno might go, damn, he's pretty cool. But then you're also going to get, people like John from Back Nine Bullies, who's like, damn, I think he literally commented on the post today, he's the GOAT with the camera.
Yeah.
Like, especially from somebody
Exactly.
like John.
That's absolutely right. Like, no, I'm not calling myself the GOAT. Absolutely right in terms of, yeah, just the power that has. Just
Mhm.
being creative and not caring, and that's so hard to do now. I feel like not caring how many likes or how many followers you get, but to build something that's unique to you, you just have to be unique to yourself. Not trying to be like deeply philosophical. It came off a little like that.
That was great.
To be unique to others, you must be unique with yourself. Something like that.
in
No, but yeah,
in
it's
a way,
hard to
though,
do
it is
now.
very deep and philosophical, though. Because it is so deeply personal to you. Your style is different than like Ty over here does 1A visuals.
Right.
Your two styles are so different. It's like we've worked with Ty, and Ty, phenomenal dude, loved working with him, would 10 to 10 work with him again. But like your style is so vastly different than Ty's.
Hmm.
And I think that's kind of what makes it philosophical, right? Like you and your wife have done pictures.
Yeah.
Your style is very different than my style.
Yeah, for sure.
And like most portrait photographers' style is very different than mine because I don't like to edit. I
Yeah,
I, I think it's boring.
and somebody
Yeah.
could say like editing's their favorite part, or
God no.
it's yeah, that's
It
no,
totally
it's
depends what it is, man. Gosh,
but
sometimes I just want to literally, I don't even know, dude. Sometimes I'll be on hour 12 of sitting at the desk editing something, and man, I just don't want to do it. But sometimes it's the best part. Sometimes that's when it
yeah.
really comes to life.
Once you finally get it, you're like,
And I think if
that was
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I feel like the editing is like you really have to be in the right like mindset too, because it is such a
Yeah.
one thing to like
And
create the content or like film, but then like actually going back to the lab, so to speak, and actually doing the editing, like you said, it's so because it's such a time consuming thing.
Well, what
depending on-
time did I send you that picture last week? It was like 11:30 midnight, and I'm still doing stuff on the pod after I did the interview and everything. And
yeah.
I don't think you realize how much time I spend
Oh, I do.
on this.
Yeah.
Thank God you use AI for the reels, because not a chance in hell am I gonna sit there and do that.
And
By the time I retire or pass away, I will probably have spent half of my life sitting at a desk.
so, yeah. And
And
kind of
that's
going
just
back to that,
sad.
so you started a company. Do you have a team, or do you pretty much do everything on your own?
It's a great question. My wife is with me full time as well. She helps tremendously with organizing shoots, with client relationships, and I mean, just creative vision as well. I mean, she's just phenomenal. It's like having an even better version of myself that works with me. So it's pretty dope. But no, we also have some subcontractors that are on like a roster for bigger productions.
Sure.
But a lot of the stuff we do is just me and her.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So do you do obviously like the stuff on your Instagram is mostly like product related, whether it's like the golf clubs, the shoes, whatever. Do you guys do events and stuff like that?
So kind of like I was touching on earlier, used to do weddings, used to do events, used to kind of really do everything I could, right?
Mhm.
When I wasn't full time or really thinking of it as a business, I was just kind of doing a little bit of everything. But not really anymore. We've kind of, like I said, niched down to just golf, because that's really when you start having people come to you, is when you kind of just position yourself as a leader in a space, in a niche space. Um, but yeah, in terms of events, no, not necessarily. We do take on some stuff outside of golf, some select creative projects that we want to get involved in. We'll take those on, but it's 90% golf oriented content.
What about a golf event?
Yeah, right. We've done like one golf event, but yeah, and mostly product golf stuff.
Sure. What, when and why did you get into the golf space?
Good question, dude. I think the bug hit me right during COVID when it was really starting to take off. I literally hadn't golfed prior to that, like maybe 5 times in my life. I had no
Oh,
interest
really?
in golf whatsoever. Then the bug bit me, and it bit me hard. Um, And so I started golfing literally every day. I mean, literally either the range or golfing every day for probably a year and a half straight. Um, That was probably, my senior year of high school. I was pretty much done with school, just had a ton of free time. So I'd golf all the time.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I just started bringing my camera with me, started making videos, and then some brands started to see it, started reaching out, and just kind of tumbled in to what it is now. So it's really just a combination of two passions, honestly.
It's amazing how that golf bug can really get a hold of you, isn't it? Like,
Bro,
it's wild.
like I said, golf never even crossed my mind, dude. I had zero interest in it like 3,
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Sure.
And now it's like, it's my life. Literally moved to Florida just to be in the golf space.
Yeah.
Well, and it's crazy how many different like facets of golf there are, right? Like,
Right.
we had a course invite us out because of the content, and they booked our rooms, they covered everything for us other than like our food, which is fine. We ended up drinking beer and eating burritos every day. I love that day. That was fun.
That was
But they're just like, Dom, take pictures. Derek, whip out your iPhone and film content for you guys. And that's exactly what we did. And we ended up making the turn. I think we took a little bit of a break because I think one of us needed to buy something. And they're like, yeah, we've been watching you guys on Instagram. We know what hole you're on and everything. And I'm like, that's weird. But at the same time, I'm like, that's what we're here to do. We're here to make content at the golf course as provided. And, and it's one of those things where it's like, I never thought that we would get free rounds of golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how when I first started like the Save Par a long time ago, I was like, oh, I want to try to just get like free golf balls and like apparel. And then all of a sudden now like they were like, you're getting paid to do certain things. And this it's and like now we're playing in golf events and all sorts of
planning golf
events. Yeah. So it's crazy.
I'm not even kidding. The amount of golf gear I have in my house from brands just from this past year, it's over. I need a warehouse to just put all the polos and hats and clubs that I have.
For sure.
It's ridiculous.
Which is great though. I mean, it's something I feel like companies are very like not beneficial, but they're very
I've been sent so many polos. I have some from 2 years ago still in the wrapper.
I've kind of, which is like terrible to say, but I'm kind of in that same boat too.
Oh, it's a lot. But a lot of it, for me, like I use it obviously for the content I create for the brands, but then I just have it. Even if I'm still making content, I still have to store it. So
exactly.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I didn't mean, Roger. I was just going to say when you're creating a video, I mean, they probably vary depending on what you're creating, but how long does it typically take for you to like create a video from start to finish?
This is Oakley, by the way. She'll be joining me for this segment. Yeah, she's the mascot. Dude, it totally depends what it is. I mean, I've worked on obviously 7-second reels that can take me 30 minutes to an hour. But I've worked on long form narrative pieces that have taken me 6 to 8 months of constant work to get done. So it varies. Like I said, I go deep into the editing desk sometimes.
And I'd imagine like being probably a perfectionist, or the videos that you create are very, very well done. So it's like you said, sometimes you have to like get up and leave and then come back.
I can't, dude. I literally can't. Like, I can't stop. It's so bad. There's some nights I literally I can't stop working, and I'll go to bed at like 5 a.m. and I'm like, I gotta wake up at 9 and do this all day again tomorrow. Yeah, it just won't stop until I get things where I need them to be, which is bad. I don't think that's good, honestly.
It's a good and a bad trait for sure. Perfectionism is not a bad. It can be a bad thing.
It's tough. But what I've kind of found and what I've been learning is the power of limiting yourself, giving yourself a box to work within. Very, very interesting concept when you kind of look into the creativity that can actually unlock, and just the amount of things that you can get done when you're more cognizant of your time and give yourself time limits on things. Very interesting.
Were you going to ask something interesting?
No, but as someone who I don't turn my brain off very well, sounds like you have the same issue. I use THC gummies, and then in an hour, I am just like a zombie. So that makes me go to sleep. That's what I've been doing, because like I'll have days where it's like, if I just had to shoot, I'm editing all day just to get the clients back their pictures like right away. Because I'm not one of those people who wants them to wait, right? Like they paid for it, they should get them like that because they'll find somebody else who can do it like that.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I'm just like, oh my God, it's like 10:30, 11:30, and I'm like not even a quarter of the way down. I'm like, I just pop one and then I'm out. And then I'm like, do it all again the next day.
Yeah.
Life changer.
Yeah. It does get intense sometimes. It's crazy. I'm in the middle of doing 75 hard right now,
Oh,
which,
nice. Good for
well,
you.
I failed yesterday actually because I edited until 3 a.m. So I couldn't get my second workout in for the day. But up until yesterday, I was doing 2 workouts a day, so I didn't really have a problem getting tired when I could walk away from the desk. But
Sure.
it's hard to walk away from the desk. That's for sure.
Well, especially when you're dialed in, you're right.
Well,
Yeah.
it's easy because I don't have a really great chair. So once my butt hurts,
You're out.
I'm done.
You're done.
Yep.
That's the worst.
Pro tip, yeah, just buy a cheap
Just
chair. Yeah.
Also, for anyone watching, dude, my Stanley is literally as big as my torso. It's insane.
It's a nice Stanley.
I hate those
Thanks.
fucking things.
My wife got it for me.
Okay, well, I don't hate yours.
Yeah, yours is really nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice gift
Thanks.
from your wife.
Thanks.
I've had the same hydro flask. I shit you not. Can you grab it? I've had this same hydro flask on Dents at all since like 2015, and it has seen every single.
It's got some nice character to it.
It's been restickered like 7 times.
Yeah.
I've had this thing for fucking ever, and everyone's like, "I need a new cup every few months." I'm like, "No, you're stupid. You're wasting your money."
Buy one of those.
Like, look at this.
My wife,
And it
my
still
wife
stands.
needs a new Stanley every like 2 weeks, bro.
She's got a collection. She's got a
I'm just
collection.
making sure she can't, dude. Just trying to keep it down.
What?
No,
I was just
sorry.
say, no, you're good. What type of software do you use when you're creating this stuff like in the lab here?
Yeah. So for video editing, I use Final Cut Pro for forever. Literally since the time that I started when I was a wee little boy, up until I don't know, probably I think it was the beginning of 2023 actually, because at the beginning of 2023 I built a PC because I needed more editing power, and that forced me to switch to Premiere Pro, which I basically learned all of. No, it was the beginning of last year, so all of 2024 I used Premiere Pro, and then literally 2 weeks ago I switched over to DaVinci Resolve. So
I didn't catch it. What was it?
DaVinci Resolve is the name of it. Yeah. Have you heard of that or no?
I haven't personally. No.
Yeah, but I can barely use Premiere Pro, so I'm good with just doing what
Yeah, DaVinci's like it's just come out with some really advanced tools for color grading and getting a really good cinematic look, that kind of thing.
Sure.
Stuff that I care about that 99% of the people I watch couldn't care less about, you know?
So my Premiere is set up to be like you can set it up to be like, hey, I've used this for years. Mine is set up to like you only allowed to like click this, and this,
Just
and I'm
a few
like,
clicks.
perfect. Yeah, I just figured out how to like sync stuff up.
It's amazing, like how that software works. Because I've taken Photoshop in college a while back, and like I am no Photoshop guru by any means. I use Lightroom is what I usually
Yeah,
use.
I never touch Photoshop unless I'm turning it black and white. Lightroom is what I use like 99% of the time.
For sure. But so I guess my question would be, do they give you like tools to learn all the tips and for this software, or do you just pretty much go on YouTube? Like where are you learning this stuff?
I'm completely self-taught, man. Like I said, it's just been such a passion of mine for almost 20 years at this point. So it's just been constant wanting to get better at the craft as much as it is wanting to build the business side of it. So it's just been a journey of 20 years of learning and getting better at a craft. Is really what it boils down to. Just a lot of time involved.
I can't admit it, dude. Editing this thing gives me anxiety. Like I'm like, cool. I can like clip this, and then I've been obviously I don't know if you don't watch YouTube videos, but like I've
seen like I've not watched them like full on, but
I know you don't. I've been able to redo the entire audio and blah blah blah.
Pretty proud of yourself.
A little
Did you
bit,
say
yeah.
you've never seen a YouTube video?
No,
Well,
like our podcast.
like
Oh.
yeah, like if he's not here, I don't think
you
he
said you
listens
said
to the
you
pod.
said I know you've not watched YouTube, and you've like and you're like, yeah, I've seen part of it.
What is YouTube?
Bro's seen half of a video. But-
Yeah, just like 30 seconds of it.
So
Yeah,
I,
he's
I
seen-
want to know. I want to know
he's seen
about
it.
your guys' brand because I saw you have two different accounts, right? Like a main account and then a podcast account.
Technically, there's 3. If
3.
you want to count the Golfstagram.
Oh, the Golfstagram, that goes way back. Yeah, that Golfstagram, that's also an account I started a long time ago, and it's just been sitting in the Instagram space. But yeah, I started Save Par. So I run the Save Par page. We we're actually talking about this earlier. I was just to give you a quick rundown, but I basically it started. You remind me a little bit of my cousin. My cousin kind of
Is it Brady?
yeah, he's very big into the photography, GoPro stuff, and he started an Instagram page. It actually originated from Duck Dynasty. He got obsessed with it, started a fan page, and like grew his page. And then he's like, wow, I like outdoor stuff. So he's like, he started creating this GoPro page and was getting free GoPros, all this cool stuff. And so I'm like, wow, I'm obsessed with golf. Let's try to create a golf page, right? So started off as just posting content for the PGA Tour, not for the PGA Tour, but just different events and all that stuff. So just more of like a meme page, which it still kind of is, but kind of built up a platform and was, the same thing. Like I had mentioned, like reaching out to companies like, hey, we have a pretty good platform. You're kind of a newer company. We'd love to help you get off the ground. And that's how it started. So yeah, companies would send, whether it was golf balls, apparel, equipment. But this was obviously several years ago, so it's a lot different to where it is now, right? So now, it's changed quite a bit, but that's kind of how it started. So kind of grew the platform. And like I mentioned, talked to Dom, like my goal though is to promote or publish more of my own content that we're creating versus reposting material or even some of the mean stuff. Like if I create a meme, I would rather like post stuff that you can actually see my face or the products that we're using. So that's kind of my goal because I work full time in sales and it just gets a little overwhelming and it's a big commitment. I was posting 3 to 7 times or 3 to 5 times a day. And it's a lot, right? You have to be constantly.
Yeah. So it's a full-time job.
Yeah, for sure. And whether it's my content or not, whether if I'm giving the people the, the proper, what do you call it?
You got to get them going.
Well, yeah. And it just goes back to like, I
don't know what you're trying to say.
Well, what I'm saying is like giving the proper people the right credit, right?
There you go.
So I want to be able to produce our own content and make it more like not just Save Par with the logo on it. Like you can actually relate to these guys. So that's the goal. So Dom and I met in college.
We're both really bad at math. So we met in like a really low college math class. That was your crash my car because I don't know if you know this, but I took that final and I don't remember taking that final.
Out. Yeah, there was a snowstorm in Dom. It was a snowstorm, right?
No,
it was snowing.
No, it was the roads were slick.
They were just
like they were ice, and I hit a minivan, and it was the whiplash. Like my glasses were flying, and I walked into that room. I looked around, didn't see a place to sit. I sat up front, and I have no recollection of taking that final.
But you passed.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Class though.
No.
I thought you did.
No, I retook it.
Okay.
No.
That was right. He got kind of screwed out.
This is my. I have a lot of friends from Minnesota, so don't call me racist when I say this. But it's just, dude, Minnesotans argue in the most specific way, and it kills me every time, bro. No, bud, no, no.
I bombed that class because I bombed the final. But we started off playing like dollar games on DraftKings. It's like, hey, I bet you I can make a better golf lineup than you can.
Yeah.
And then he took a lot of my dollars.
I'm actually pretty rich right now, and Dom's pretty broke.
Yeah, he took a lot of my dollars. And then we were playing golf. And after it wraps up, he's like, hey, I have this idea. And I'm like, this is not going to be a very good idea. He's like, you talk a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really shut up. He's like, you're also very opinionated. I'm like, yeah, you see that hill? I'm gonna die on that hill. Like, that's just kind of how I am. I'm either like 110% in or I'm not going.
Yeah, that's true. So we said, hey, let's start a podcast, man. Podcasts are like
And
a thing.
and originally I was like, that's dumb. And then I drove home. And then like COVID hit and I'm sitting at work. I'm like, I'm like, you still want to do this? And I'm like YouTubing like setups and like just mic reviews. And I'm like, well, let me get the Instagram name. That way nobody steals it. Cause that would have been unfortunate. It would have been kind of funny. Cause I don't think we had a backup name.
No, we didn't.
And now boom, we're here 159 episodes later.
Awesome.
It's kind of the same way like with you. Like if you go back and listen, it started off so differently.
Yeah.
It was Derek and I talking about
events,
picks, dark horses. The second one we were singing "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees.
It was it's grown quite a bit.
And now it's like we have guests every week, and we have the occasional one where it's like, hey, let's make a list and let's rank our top 5 or 10 favorite candies or whatever. And
sure.
But it has changed quite a bit from day one to what it is now. Yeah. And it is one of the most like satisfying things to watch grow because it has been very organic along the way where nothing is forced. You know, the conversations I have on here, that's who I am. The conversations Derek has on here, that's who he is, even though he has this little script.
Which makes sense because that's kind of how
that's how that's how Derek is. If Derek wasn't here, chaos.
There would be
I can tell. We would be
up for 3 hours.
We would be talking about Bigfoot, bro, at this point.
Bro, I did one with Wolf Skull Photos. Those are like my dudes. Like I love Ralph, Raul, Hector, Sergio. Those are my dudes. We did one, I shit you not. It's like 2.5, 3 hours.
Bro.
It got so bad that Ralph texted me. He's like, dude, I gotta go to bed.
That's amazing. That's hilarious.
Even last week when we had Clayton with Esquire on, there was like a half hour, 45 minutes that we talked before I even hit record.
Yeah.
Like easily.
So are you ready to break the world record for the longest podcast?
Yeah, should I click record now? Should we start?
Yeah, let's start. Let's hop into it. No, I feel like time flies when you're doing this kind of stuff, man. Like just, bro.
I say 45 minutes to an hour every time, but like for the most part,
I feel like we've been doing it for 12 minutes.
Yeah, and it just flies by. It's already, we're already almost 40 minutes into it. And I will say, most of the episodes we have, there's been a very few that have gotten kind of like pear shaped. You know what I mean? Where they've been bad.
What do you mean?
Like pear shaped, like just like bad, like they went sour.
Oh,
because like most of our episodes, no, but I mean like when we're on together, most of our episodes go like at least 50 minutes to an hour. I just always say 45 minutes to an hour because we just don't know what you have going on. You know what I mean? We don't know how you block out your hours.
There have been a couple where we've ended it and then had like another hour conversation after. Yeah. And we're like, we should just kept it going.
This is just so good for my mental health because this is the first break I've actually taken from editing in like 4 weeks. So just keep me from editing, please.
When you're done recording, you're just gonna like go ham on that editing. And
I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna click a button and here we are for the rest of the night. You're gonna knock out
the greatest video ever, and you can give us credit if you want for a little help. We'll take it.
Oh yeah, a little. Yeah, okay, all right.
So we'd mentioned, or I'd mentioned before we hopped on here. I'm a big coffee snob. You did some work for Breville. I don't know if that was paid. It doesn't really matter, but the video is really cool. If there's some like brands that are outside of the golf space that you haven't collaborated with that you would like to, like, can you name a few that you would like to work with?
Oh man, yeah, there are a few for sure. And it's changed as well. Outside of the golf space,
you know what's funny? I don't like coffee, but all the Spanish I know is coffee related.
What do you mean?
Like I don't drink coffee. Like I just don't. It's not really my thing. I have such bad ADD.
Well, it's because you're learning Duolingo right now, so they
that too.
Latte, like is latte Spanish?
No.
Un café.
Un café sin azúcar, por favor. That's all the Spanish I know, and it's a coffee without sugar. Which is funny because like black coffee to me is like fucking nasty.
Yeah. Sidebar, I was in Switzerland in October and I am like only speak English, like not even 3 words in any other language, bro. And in Switzerland, it's like a country surrounded by other countries. It's not like it's not like on the ocean or whatever. So you have all those cultures and different nationalities bleeding into the country. We kind of did a little road trip, whatever, around the country. So every different place we stayed in, there's a different language, and it was so hard and confusing, dude. Because like by day 3 in spot 1, you'd catch a little bit of Italian, so you'd kind of pick up on things, and then next thing you know, you're in French and then German, and it was just
Like, where the heck am I?
Yeah, it was bad for me. But
Very
anyways,
cool.
please sidebar.
Yeah.
Sorry, brands.
No, it's okay. We kind
outside
of
of golf.
but
No,
yeah,
you're good.
list like a.
But yeah, all my Spanish is coffee related. That's all I've picked up on.
It's okay. Right.
I'd say for sure there's a watch brand out of Detroit called Shinola. They're a super cool brand. I love their watches, and just their whole brand, I think, is just incredible. They actually have a sister brand called Filson. That's an outdoor brand. They make outdoor apparel, some like retro styled, vintage styled kind of hunting gear, which I think is so cool. Their brand is freaking phenomenal as well. And then I don't know, Corvette would be cool. I've always wanted a Corvette. It's like my dream car ever since I was like 6. I always wanted one. So it'd be cool to do something with them.
Cool.
I mean, I know people. If you want to come to Minnesota, you can shoot theirs. Also, you can shoot their 911 Turbo S if you wanted to.
Or steal it.
What was that?
Who would that be?
Oh no, my friends have
Like personal friend.
Yeah, no, like my personal friends have Chaz has a 911 Turbo S, which is like my favorite car to shoot. And then his fiance has a monster Z06. And then their winter beaters. He's got a Q8, which is the Audi SUV, and then she's got the new e-tron. There's one I'm missing. Oh, they fully built this fucking animal of a Corvette and decided that they like the Porsche way more, which is 100% accurate because the Porsche is 110 times better. And they sold that thing for like 80 grand. So now they're going to dump 80 grand into this 911 Turbo S.
Wow.
Okay, sidebar with the sidebars. Yeah. Do you prefer the newer Corvettes, or like what's your favorite model Corvette?
C6 or C7 is my favorite.
Sure.
C8s, obviously, they're insane. They're dope. Yeah. But dude, they like everyone has them now, especially down here. It's like literally every 2 minutes you see one.
Because it's old people central down there.
Yeah, for sure. It literally is. But
it's old
like,
people central, and what else do they have to spend their money on?
Yeah, exactly. I fell in love with C6 and like older versions of the C6 and the like the newest or the earliest C7s. That's kind of like the age I started liking cars, I guess. Sure. 2014, 2010, like somewhere in there. So yeah, love those cars. So it is so different down here. You see way more exotic cars and sports cars down here than Ohio.
Like, you'd be surprised what you see here.
Yeah. I'm sure, especially in Minneapolis.
Yeah, but I feel like you go to like
Minneapolis, which, dude, no one knows this, but my friend told me last time we were there. Minneapolis has like the most Fortune 500 company like locations out of any freaking city. It's like all of them are there.
There's a lot of them. Yeah, that's for sure. It's kind ridiculous. Of like I always describe it as like, it's like a mini version of downtown Chicago. I mean, quite a bit mini, but it's not a very small, Minneapolis isn't a really small city, but it's not a large city by any means. But
just like all the big corporate businesses are there, dude. Like all of them.
For sure.
Well, we had people flying for our events over the summer, and they were like, we thought it'd be a little bit crazier than it is here. And then there are certain parts of Minneapolis where you go to it and you're like, wow, that's a big ass building. And you're like, it's very mixed, right? You can go downtown to the skyscrapers, you can kind of see the ones in the background, but then you go like a block that way and you're in like this little like residential like restaurant area, and you're just like, it's just wild how fast it switches over here.
It's cool to see, like typically like you'd consider like Minnesota like a flyover country, right? But then you get people from like
state,
excuse me. But it's amazing. Like you get people from like California, all over the people that kind of flew out. They're like, oh, it's actually like a beautiful
Minnesota in general is so beautiful. It's so slept on, dude. Like, especially up north. I took a hunting trip up like way north in Minnesota a few years ago during like October when all the leaves were turning, and it was just unreal the whole time, dude. So beautiful.
We do get the 4 seasons, which is nice. Winter stays a
Yeah.
little too long,
Yeah.
but it is nice to have
And
four
I
seasons.
mean, dude, some of the golf courses in Minnesota are ridiculous.
Yeah, we like it. But okay, so go back to the original question I asked you about
I was ready to
non-golfer.
talk about Minnesota golf courses.
Okay, yeah, we can bounce back. But I wanted to ask you, what is a let's see here. So you've collaborated with some really cool brands. Are there specific brands that you can talk or that you have coming up that you're going to collaborate with, or is there a brand or two that you'd really like to collaborate with?
There's one that we just kind of wrapped up some logistic things that we're about to move forward with. I'm so
Sure.
excited about. I cannot share that right now,
Okay.
but you'll definitely be seeing portfolio stuff from that in a few weeks, I'd imagine. It's huge, it's massive, and I'm so stoked about it. It's actually outside of the golf realm, but massive nonetheless. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I have some really cool partnerships this year that I'm excited about. Again, like this whole past month has really been finalizing some big plans for 2025. So a lot of stuff's being built up behind the scenes right now. But yeah, I mean, I would say one of the coolest brands I have worked on that I can talk about a little bit last year was Avoda. They make Bryson DeChambeau's irons. And they're just such a sick brand. Their irons are so cool, and working with them for the past like all of quarter 4 of last year was awesome.
It 3D printed, correct? Like that's what it
Some, not
is.
all of them, some of them. The ones
Okay.
that I was doing content for, they're forged. But yeah, they do have their 3D printed irons.
What'd you think about his hole-in-one deal at his house?
Dude, that was awesome.
Pretty cool.
It was very cool. And I think, yeah, it's so interesting to see professional golfers like really taking a step towards social media. Now, obviously, everyone's kind of doing that in all sports, but I feel like golf specifically is it's part of the reason it's growing so much. I think is, I mean, for a lot of people that don't watch golf or aren't into golf, they all think golf is super boring. Who would ever want to watch golf? Who would ever want to be into golf? Who would ever want to go play golf? But I don't know. The landscape of it's changing. Having guys like Bryson DeChambeau being as incredibly talented as he is, making videos like that all the time in his Break 50 series on YouTube, it's incredible, and it's bringing so many more eyes to the game and growing it in such an unprecedented way, I think.
For sure. It would be like Break 50 Windows if that would be the name that I would name it if I was up to
Yeah.
that. You know,
100%, bro. I'd be stoked to hit the green.
How many shots does it take me not to break a window?
right? Yeah, like his house is so beautiful. It's like, man, yeah, I would definitely be put out a window for sure. If you weren't in this space, this video creating, this owning this business, what do you think you would have been doing besides that?
So one of two things: either building some brand, running some business, or something with music. Definitely one of those two things.
Gotcha. And then,
yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry. No, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just gonna say, yeah, those are. I love business in general and entrepreneurship, and music too. Freaking love making music and just playing music. Yeah.
Very cool. What's one piece of advice you'd give someone that's just kind of starting to get into filmmaking?
Oh, watch a lot of YouTube, get inspired, and learn how to steal like an artist. Um, and what I mean by that is learn how to not just copy things, but get inspired in a way that you create something that's still unique. But I mean, no matter what, you're always going to draw inspiration, right? From life, from interactions, from things you consume, especially. So technically, we all copy everything when it comes to creative stuff. Um, so yeah, I think that's just a good skill to be able to develop. It's really helped me develop an eye, I think, is just learning how to kind of replicate techniques or things that I see that I enjoy.
I have one more question before we do some rapid fire questions. I know you can ask some questions if you have some, but I'm just out of curiosity, what has been like your favorite video that you've created, whether it's golf related or just outside of the golf space? What's been your like personal favorite?
Dang, bro.
Or you can list like a few if you'd like that just kind of come to mind. Doesn't have to be.
I'm trying to think of a favorite, and it's probably a video that actually, you know what? No. I think I do have a favorite video. I shot this at the end of 2023, maybe. I think December of 2023 is when it was shot, and it just went live less than a month ago. So worked on it, not the whole 12 months, but a lot of that time it was consistently being worked on. And then obviously when you get to the end of a production of that scale, you just have a lot of people to answer to, small things you tweak, you have to wait weeks on for answers, whatever. But it's a short documentary video about a hunting dog who almost lost his life, but ended up the whole situation ended up working out in the best way possible. And that dog is an incredible hunting dog now. And it was cool being able to just kind of tell that story in a cinematic way. It's pretty emotional and it was really fun. And I think it turned out so good. I love that video.
That's so cool. Where can we watch that? Or
Yeah, I think the hunting brand called First Light posted it. So that's just First FIRSTLITE on YouTube. Yeah, they're a hunting clothing brand. I think they ended up posting it.
Sweet. That's really cool.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, it doesn't have to do with golf. Not necessarily like my main thing, but I really like that video a lot.
Is there anything you want to ask before we get into some rapid fire?
No, I'm just kind of taking it in.
Yeah, hopefully you've been enjoying this, man. I personally enjoyed it. I know Dom definitely is enjoying it as well. So
yeah, I like to enjoy. I like to enjoy.
I like to enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I like listening to other like creatives and how they get into their mind space and kind of what they do, because obviously we all have our own. And
it's just a lot of noise constantly, and every once in a while you grab something
sticks.
Yeah, well, and I love that you said, hey, pick an artist, because it's like I'm influenced by outside photographers, whether it's like like someone like Peter McKinnon, who's all over the internet,
right, dude, bro,
amazing work.
That's why he is one of the biggest reasons I do what I do, and I'm as creative as I am. I think I'm so heavily inspired by him.
He's all over, and his style is so drastically different than mine, but it helps me look at my shoots in a different way, instead of just like straight on. It's like, well, I could look at it this way or this way. Yeah, so I'm glad that you mentioned that, because some people don't know where to start, and I think the easiest place to start is to find someone who you don't want to copy, but maybe you're like, oh, I could do it that way, but different. I think that's the easiest place to start.
Absolutely. No, 100%. Yeah. And this is going to be way out of left field, but it just crossed my mind again because I was watching a few episodes before I got on just to see what I was getting myself into. And
oh no.
In one of them, I saw a mountain of sneaker boxes.
Oh, that's him.
Oh, that's my bedroom.
Yeah. And I wanted to just kind of hear a little bit about the sneakerhead side of you and what that's all about.
I'm assuming you just saw the ones kind of off my right shoulder.
Yeah, just it looked like some Jordan boxes.
That's not even like a quarter of what I have.
Yeah, that's
I have next to my desk, I have like it's supposed to be a bookshelf or like a storage shelf, but it's full of boxes. And then in my closet, it's wrapped around. And then I have plexiglass cases with like really old shoes. Like 1 year, I'm like, I want a shoe that's as old as I am. So for my birthday, I got the French Blue 12s from 1997, from when they came out.
So sick.
Because I'm like, I want a shoe that's as old as I am, because I was born in 97. That's obviously when I think technically they're still in the 11, but he always debuted the 12s in the playoffs or the next year.
Yeah. Oh, are they edition wise?
You could tell whoever had them before tried to glue the bottom on.
Okay.
But otherwise, solid. I can't wear them. They don't fit. It's like a size 8. You could probably fit it.
Eight's too not Jordan. He said
I wear an 11,
Yeah.
so I'm nowhere close. I have been so I've been doing it since I was in high school. So I graduated 2015. I think I started in 2013.
Yeah. Do you just like collect, or were you like flipping stuff?
I've only flipped a couple, and that was during COVID to make my car payment.
Yeah.
Because at one
Valid,
point
bro.
you're like, I need the car to work, even though I'm not working, and it's like I
have $47,000 in sneakers, which
exactly. So for me, the shoe that kickstarted it was actually the Son of Mars because I was a big Spike Lee fan. So obviously with Jordan, he's Mars Blackman. That is his little persona. And this was the one without the strap. So it was the low one technically. So if I remember it, it was the 4, 5, and I think parts of the 6 were in that shoe. Um, and it's the one shoe that I'm kicking myself for getting rid of because I don't actually have them anymore.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the one shoe I want just to like round everything out. But and on top of that, I work in the running industry. So I'm constantly getting stuff from brands. Like I have samples from Brooks. I have all these shoes that I'm always wearing. And it's translated to the golf side of things really nicely, where it's like, cool, we've worked with True Links and a couple other people, and it's like, hey, like I love shoes. I work in running. I talk about shoes all day, and so yeah, I don't know how many I have.
What's your favorite pair of kicks you have, or the craziest?
I'm not one of the people that buys things based on hype. I buy stuff that I like, and I'm getting to the point now where if I don't see myself wearing it and I like it, I'm not going to buy it. I may like it, but if I'm never going to wear it, what's the point? Yeah. For Valentine's Day one year, because I deserve to get myself nice gifts on Valentine's Day. I bought myself the black Levi 4s. Nice. I got them with the Levi's tag.
Yeah.
And you can get them with the tag that says Levi's, and you get them with just the red tag that has the R. I can't remember which one is more valuable, but I wanted them to say Levi's. Don't know why. I've worn them a bunch and I like them. Shoe I wear all the time that now people really like are the Mocha 3s. I had two pairs of those. That was one of them I sold to I doubled up. That I had to sell them to pay my car payment. I also sold my UNC 3s to make my car payment. And then a sleeper pair I have is when I had Charlie on from Winona Kicks. I have this was like before they were popular like they are now, but I had the metallic red ones and I bought those on clearance in like 2014 or 15. Really? And people are like, where'd you get those? I'm like, I bought these things on clearance and I've had them for almost over 10 years now.
That's crazy.
I'm not, I have like custom shoes and that I get painted for all of our events and everything to kind of commemorate them.
That's cool.
I have, do you ever see the Concepts Air Max 1s that they did the 3-pack of?
Concept. When was this?
A couple years ago. They look like they're straight out of like Woodstock in like the 70s.
I feel like, yeah.
So I have one of those, and I actually wore those to Prince's house here. And
which ones was
the purple ones I wore for the shindig that's what the goes on.
Okay, yeah, because I had the Air Max 90s. It's called like they look like they're from the tie-dye ones. Yours is the tie-dye. Yours is the purple one.
Well, mine aren't golf related.
Oh, these aren't golf.
No.
So I thought you were talking about
no. And I'm standing in line, and this very rarely happens to me because I'm kind of like when I'm in public, I'm not like standoffish, but like I kind of glare at people.
I can tell.
Thank you.
You've kind of been glaring at me the whole time. I feel like
it's so people like leave me alone. That and it's just like the way I look. It's kind of off-putting for people.
Just kidding.
I'm not. And the dude comes up to me, and I'm standing there with my mom, and he's like, "Hey, I love your shoes. Can I buy them?" And I said, "Not a fucking chance." Because now I'm walking.
Buy them from you?
Yeah, and I'm not gonna walk around
in socks
at Prince's house where he died.
Although that would make for a cool story. I mean, I probably would have
Instagram reel. That's a good hook. Here's why I'm walking around Prince's house barefoot.
That would have went viral.
No, it's one of those shoes that like now it's like I wore these at Prince's house. Like this is
more of a memory thing.
This is his royalties carpet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I spilled tacos on him at the shindig when we were at Fuzzy's. I don't remember how many marks deep I was, but I dropped a whole taco on him.
I've thought about doing like a overly cinematic video, an Instagram reel of turning a pair of sneakers into golf shoes. Just like putting spikes in them and destroying them, like getting some Dior ones and just absolutely destroying them on a golf course.
That would be wild.
I did that with I had some Nike made Air Force Ones a handful of years ago with the drop-in React midsole, like the Kobe's. The most comfortable Air Force One I've ever put on. I turned those into golf shoes. You could buy these little spikes and you screw them in, and that was super nice. And then all of a sudden, there's golf sneakers now, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, how crazy would it be though to just like get a pair of like Travis Scott ones and just turn them into golf shoes?
Well, I mean, they're
kind of wild.
Well, there is a Travis Scott golf.
I know,
shoe.
yeah, they do have the lows. They already have those. Those are tough. I want to get those so badly.
John from Four Bros has those.
He does, yeah. Those are actually.
I might get them and pull up to the PGA show wearing them. That'd be tough.
Are you going to the PGA show?
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, well, it's just a stone's throw now.
I was going to say, now that you're in Florida, you said you moved there for the golf. It makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do some rapid fire questions real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let's do it.
The first one is, what is your favorite golf club in your bag right now?
Oh, shoot. Putter.
Putter?
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, we'll put on the line. This is kind of your question.
I love this question.
Am I supposed to just not think and just freaking answer?
Yeah, it's up to you. Some people
so I'm just letting you know, for production value, you guys need a soundboard that you can click. It's time for rapid fire.
We've talked about doing something like
little background music while it's happening.
Listen, in terms of production value, we're in Derek's apartment.
Yeah, we're in no studio. We're in an apartment.
This is Derek's apartment. His wife and dog are in the room next door.
Yeah. Take it up to the next level. We just need some sound effects.
Yeah, we should get ones of you drinking water, but the issue is it would sound like bong.
Yeah, dude, how funny would it be if you guys just had like the Vine boom sound effect that you just press whatever you want, bro? During the podcast at any moment.
I don't think the podcast would ever like end though. The episodes would be the world's honest episode because we'd just be dying laughing.
I saw this TikTok and this streamer. So he'll stream for like 10 hours a day or something, which I think is ridiculous. And then he goes, yeah, at one point during the stream, Gibby from iCarly just falls from his ceiling. And it's always at like the worst times because there's like a scene in iCarly where he falls and yells, Gibby, and then smacks.
I can really tell you.
I'll find it. And there's this one where he's playing like a horror game and he just died and he's pissed. And then all of a sudden Gibby falls from his ceiling. That's what we need.
Bro, I will say, all this time that I've spent on Instagram, because it's what I have to do now, dude, the brain rot is ridiculous. It's so bad, dude.
I recently found
the things I find funny now, it's just sad. It's just sad.
I recently found out that I keep some of my friends up at night because I don't stop talking. And the issue is I'm up till like 2 a.m. because I'm like, oh, this is a great pocket of reels. And I'm like, but what if the next one's even better?
The next, yeah.
And then I'm firing them off. And then I was finally like, did I keep you up? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm not even sorry. My feed is either golf stuff or the most decrepit memes you could possibly fathom. That's why I have 2 accounts. So the podcast page is almost always golf, and then like Spanish stuff.
Well, it's because all of my friends send them to me, so it's just I watch them, and then they're on my feed all the time, and then I send them to my friends because I'm dying laughing about a picture of a caterpillar with the word Paul above it. Yeah. See how stupid it's.
I'm just picturing it. It looks funny. So like the podcast algorithm is all fucked up. It's all golf stuff and then like stuff from like Blood In, Blood Out, and then like tacos.
I was saying food too.
Yeah. And then like my personal one is just stupid. And then like the occasional just like damn, that's funny. And then it's just like stupid. I love it so much.
It's
Okay,
Oh,
back to
so
your next
bad.
rapid fire question.
I think he's finding something.
Oh.
Hell yeah, look at Paul.
Like that'll just come up and I'll be in tears for 5 minutes.
I saw one and it's
See, this is where we could use the soundboard right here. Just do
I
some-
saw
some
one.
funny
I saw one
line.
and I sent it to everybody. It's what's the sound a French goose makes? Le honk.
Oh, jeez. All right, let's wrap rapid fire
Yeah.
questions up.
Rapid fire time.
Hey, rapid fire.
I'm gonna
Okay.
Le honk, but it's with the Q.
All right. Well, he's looking that up. What's your?
No, I can ask. I can multitask.
Okay, go ahead.
Holy shit! All my group chats are popping off.
Hold on, wait, hold on. Don't start yet. This is crucial. Give me just 1 second. All right, we're good. We're good.
That's his manager telling him that we got to hurry up. We got to wrap it up.
Sounds like a bad manager.
What was that? What was it?
Oh, wow.
Couldn't hear it.
What?
Got
It's the
nothing.
Vine boom.
See,
Wow.
it's
Yeah,
French geese be like, and then it says Le honk.
Oh my gosh, this is getting decrepit.
He's got a big ass and a mustache.
Let's get to the questions before your retention rate is literally 0.
Yes. Okay,
Oh, it's already
go ahead.
gone.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's
what would your
already so
walk up? So
cooked.
it's first hole, biggest event of your life.
Yeah.
What's your walk up song?
Oh, Together We Made It by Timbaland and Busta Rhymes.
There we go.
That was a quick response too. It's impressive.
Just
It's like you've.
I listen. That's you know how like on Madden you can select the songs you want to play when you're doing like practice or a game. When I was like 9 on Madden 09 or whatever the frick it was, that was the only song I had going at all times when I was playing, bro. I thought I was so tough. Like just little
Crank,
9-year-old kid.
volume is just like maxed out.
Busta Rhymes just spitting mad syllables in my basement.
What's okay? I like this kind of a 2-part question. Best golf advice you've ever received, or best piece of advice for creating content. You can spin it however you
cut
like.
You cut out on the first part.
Oh,
Can you say that?
Okay, so best golf advice you've ever received, or best piece of advice for creating content.
Best golf advice I've ever received. Keep your head down.
It's that simple.
Dude,
rapid fire questions.
He
right?
has yelled at me. He used to yell at me, be like, Dom, you're noggin. And I'm like, it's down.
No, just keep your weight forward, your head down, keep your back wrist bowed, keep the club face shut, bring it up parallel to your chest, come down with the hips first, follow with the arms, make contact with the ball and then the ground like you're hitting a nail into the ball at a 45-degree angle. If you want the ball to cut, just swing a little or out to end, vice versa if you want the ball to draw. That's it.
That's it. See, rapid fire questions to a T, right there. That's money.
I'm still thinking of Le Honk.
Favorite golf
Favorite golf movie? Happy Gilmore for sure, bro.
The first one or the second one?
The second one's not even out, so I don't know.
But you haven't seen it?
Probably the first one.
I think Paige is in the second one, so it's immediately better.
Yeah, it's got to be number 2.
No, it's immediately number 1. Because it's Paige.
Wait, Paige is in it. You don't like Paige?
No. Paige makes it better than the original.
Right. So
it'd be number 1.
Oh, I mean, okay. Happy Gilmore 2 would be number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
No,
I got it now. Number 1 would be number 2, obviously.
I'm bad at math. That's not math in here. But not
number 1
is number 2 every time.
So number 2 is number 1.
Yeah.
And number 1 is number 2.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could say the same thing with number 2 being number 1.
Exactly. Yes.
Just saying.
I love it. Okay. Go ahead. You can ask whatever one you want on here.
What's your go-to golf snack?
Dude. Air. I don't eat when I golf. If I do, a few Dots pretzels will get me going.
Ooh, those are good.
Yeah,
can you also
have you tried the garlic parmesan ones yet?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I like the OG. The Southwest is pretty good too, bro.
Well, I haven't had that one.
It's the blue bag. I haven't seen them in forever.
They're sold out.
No, they're all over here at Target.
Yeah, they're here.
You know, it's because you moved to Florida.
That's what happened.
That's actually
the demand is over here.
All the old people bought them up.
Yeah, facts.
And then, so can you repeat that golf advice again one more time? I was trying to take notes. I didn't catch it all.
I was busy giggling.
The long part of it or the short part?
Both. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. That was actually really good though. I like that.
It was like 5%. I mean, so
yeah, there's something about centripetal force and physics, and yeah.
Can you repeat the one thing about the one thing? Favorite camera or piece of equipment that you have?
My lights.
Your
It's the most underrated filmmaking gear you can get, dude. I mean, it's just, I would rather have a $1,000 camera with lighting than a $50,000 cinema rig with no lighting every day of the week, bro.
I love these lights. One of my best purchases.
It's just how you create depth and how you get something to look good. It's all lighting, man. Cameras
I just stared into them and
don't really matter.
I like that. That's a good one.
Mine is my Leica. Thank you for asking.
That's yours? Yep.
Actually, no.
Well, that's different. That's different. Film's
actually, mine is my 20
rapid fire questions.
Mine is my 24 to 70 lens.
Your lens.
Love that lens.
Nice. I have sorry. My second favorite piece of gear is this lens, 14 to 24 millimeter, 2.8 by Sigma.
Ooh,
it's so wide. Like it's insane. Beautiful. This thing is only a foot away from me.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's not even all the way wide. Yeah.
Look at that. We'll zoom in, zoom out actually. I love my lens. Favorite sports moment for you? Could be a sporting event that you went to, could be something that you were just a part of, anything.
Dude, oh my gosh. Just Ohio State versus Oregon this year, probably, honestly, dude. That was like the best feeling sports game I can remember in a long time. I know it's not even the national championship, but the Rose Bowl game this year, dude. Honestly, just that whole thing was ridiculous.
Greg is gonna love this episode.
Yeah, Greg just found a new best friend.
Other than his wife.
OH. All the way. I mean, bro, we're playing freaking Notre Dame on Monday. This is going to be a cakewalk for a national championship.
All right.
Damn, I better not.
I love it. Okay, what is one thing that you have to have when creating content? Like, so like for me, this is like a dumb example, but like if I'm just like anywhere, like I need to have my chapstick with me. Like I'm addicted to chapstick.
He really is. 1 year for Christmas, I got him a tin full of just chapstick.
Yeah. Like I'm not really addicted to too many things, but chapstick is definitely one for me.
I really like drugs.
For me, creating content, it would be probably a microphone. I like anywhere I go, I just bring my little DJI mics with me, just in case. Like one of the videos I posted in Iceland, we just were walking around downtown Reykjavik and we found this storefront that's a golf store. I was like, holy crap, what the heck is this? So we literally just whipped out the small mics. We were able to shoot that whole video, go in and interview them, and it was so fascinating. And I mean, you can't really do that unless you have good audio setup.
I watched that video earlier. That was awesome.
It was so crazy.
What was the name of the company? It's a clothing company.
Bruta. Yeah.
Okay, what is one thing that you need but you tend to forget? Is there something that you just like, like a battery charger, for example? Is there anything that you just like always are forgetting?
I don't think so, dude, which is crazy. Well, if my wife watches this, she is absolutely going to have something else to say about it. But I feel like if she's telling me something, I will forget a lot of what she says. But in terms of like physical things to bring with me, no, I don't think so. Like the shoots, for some reason, as ADHD as I am, bro, I've never really left like an SD card or a battery. I've left like drone propellers once, but that's so specific. That's easy to do.
Sure.
You know,
I always so basically my entire camera setup is like Peak designs. Like I've got all the the strap holders and everything. I always forget the fucking Allen key to screw on the plate. I have 7 of them in my camera bag.
Yeah. I have like 4 different sizes of Allen screws on my entire rig. So literally, I just have like 5 different sets of Allen wrenches in a bag with me at all times.
No, dude,
I
seriously,
have
every
to,
compartment of
or I
my
can't
bag
do
has
anything
one.
with my camera.
Yeah, every compartment of my bag has one, and then I have the Peter McKinnon camera tool, and that has the attachment in it.
So you
I I still I'm like, where the hell are the because without it, my tripod's useless.
Yeah.
Like it's just a really fancy piece of metal at that point. And I'm like, just let me flip my damn camera to the freaking tripod. And
Yeah,
every time,
I don't
every
really
time.
I don't really forget like gear or anything. I do forget words though.
Well,
Forget filters all the time too.
Grant, it's been a pleasure having you on, man. Hopefully you enjoyed this podcast, and we'd love to have you on again down the road.
Yeah, thanks for bearing with me through my half-cooked editing brain.
No, man,
But
we
yeah,
had a great
dude, it was great talking to you guys and just getting to be on the pod. Love what you guys are doing. It's freaking dope.
I'm surprised people put up with me.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I
Are
mean, you're
you?
easy to put up with.
Well, I've had this question the whole time. Are you a Mizuno guy since you're wearing a Mizuno hat, or do you just like the hat?
I work with Mizuno.
Yeah, and
But he's
what?
not a Mizuno
Pass
guy,
it.
though. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No. No, my putter is Mizuno. I have the new Fly High 4-iron from Mizuno. Um,
What's that?
I they so you can get their Fly High. It is their driving iron. You can get it as 1, 2, 3 or a 4-iron. I
Gotcha.
broke my 4-iron and it was like my favorite club ever. And now I have a 4-iron again, so I'm pretty pumped. Um, it's meant to be like their driving iron, so it's all composite. It feels very good. I've only hit it at a simulator, obviously, because it's like -1 outside currently, so we can't go play
Yeah.
golf. But I do like Mizuno. I actually played golf with my old Mizuno rep, who now works for Hoka, which is super cool. And no, he has not given me shoes yet. I am pissed off at Ryan. Not really. I love you, Ryan. Um, I do like Mizuno.
Yeah.
They're very secretive. I don't know if you've ever like worked with them. I know you made the video for them, but working with them, they're very secretive and selective. Especially when it comes to like their running stuff. Their golf stuff is a little bit more public,
Mm.
but their running stuff, they don't let the two dudes travel together in case like the plane goes down. There's always one person who knows the secret.
Really?
Yeah, I've been working in the footwear industry almost 10 years. Mizuno is by far the most secretive brand that doesn't disclose what the rubber is made out of, what their wave plate's made out of, or what they're doing next.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
It's very interesting, and it's because they're Japanese
Yeah,
and they value that kind of stuff.
for sure.
Their running shoes are also their smallest part of their company, which is also interesting. I thought it for sure to be golf, but baseball is actually their biggest.
I could see that.
Well, they
Yeah.
started making baseball stuff, and
Yeah.
then they made a plane for World War II and then bombed Pearl Harbor.
It really just dropping knowledge on us today.
I don't
Wow.
know if they bombed Pearl Harbor or not, but they did make a plane.
It's it's a very big piece of a puzzle to just kind of try to wedge in there, bud.
Rapid fire questions with a little bit of knowledge, a little
Well-
history lesson, kind of, but
Well,
sort of not
Kind
really.
of, but
Well,
I mean, I just made it up. So
they were
take it for
basically
what
like,
you
Dom, doing this training, and I was like, I will do that training because then they're like at the
They said
end,
that in that training.
yeah, at the end they're like, hey, you'll get a half off coupon. I'm like, I like half off coupons. Can I use it on golf stuff? And they're like, yeah, and I was like, even better. So it's like, did you know we made a plane? I'm like, no, and then they're like World War II, and I was like, it's a sick plane, and I kept going.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well, there we have it.
Wild.
Great, man. Appreciate it. You take care. Nice to meet you. Let's connect again soon.
Absolutely. I
Keep
look
up the
forward
great
to
work.
talking to you guys soon. Yep.
Take care.
See ya. Thanks for having me. Peace.